Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jimena Ruiz Salcido, and today we will see reflection number 15, focused on the topic of the weight of resident, how environment, acculturation reverses the advantage of migration health. For the subject of migration and health. What are the main points of the reading documentary? Focus on concepts, ideas, and theme, not on individual facts. Um, the three articles focus on the main theme of the increasing burden of non-communicable diseases, such as diabetes and obesity in migrant and ethnic minority population in high-income countries. The central concepts and ideas extract are risk acculturation and lack of residence. There is a clear trend towards a decrease in the initial health advance. Um, the health immigrants effect as the length of residence in the host country increases. This conversion is a country manifesting in the increase in body mass index, with significant gained report among immigrants in the USA, indicating a cultural reaction to an obesity genetic environment with lower physical activity. Diabetes as a persistent challenge. Diabetes is on one of the most concerning as its prevalence and risks appear to be considered high in all migration groups compared to host population, and it also develops at a young age. Inequity and barriers to access to a healthcare despite the universal healthcare system, high risk ethnic minorities and migration are often underturned and less protection against inequality, socioeconomic, cultural language, and low healthy literacy barriers result in underration of primary care and consequently hikes the rates of hospitalization for complex and differential determinants. The risk of NCDs is not uniform but depend on a complex interaction of genetic factors, pre-migration exposures, poverty, death, and post-migration liver stakes change the NCD risk pattern varied significantly depending on the migration group, the destination country, and the specific type of NCD. The cancer risk pattern is different from that of diabetes, and CDE. Was anything unclear or confusing to you? Why? The main source of confusion lies in the lack of standardization in the taxonomy of the population studied. The ambiguity of labels I found it unclear how the studies handles the biases of theme and generation. The documents refer to migrants and ethnic minorities almost interchangeably, but these categories are fluid. For example, is a child born in the host country to immigrant parents from India considered a migrant, an ethnic minority, or a native. With genetic and cultural risks may persist their exposure to the obesogenic environment, and the healthcare system has been entirely different from that of their parents. the inconsistencies in classification makes it difficult to isolate the three effects of migration: cultural and environment shock versus the effect of belonging to an ethnic minority, genetics risks, and persistent discrimination. Impact on compatibilities, methodological impressions confuses me because if one study compares immigrants who have been in the US for 2 years with another that compares ethnic minorities, which included second and third generations, the results regarding latent of resident or waiting gain will inevitably be disparate. I felt that although the papers do a great job of synthesizing the information, they underscore an interest winked of research in the field, the need for more rigorous definition that allow markets to understand who is most at risk and why. What was new to you and did it change how you think about or perceive things? The idea that transformed my perspective was that of weighing of us residents as a pathological force in itself, especially in relation to obesity, as highlights in the article by Osa Frank et al. The obesogenic environment verdict reviews my perception focus on migration having worse habits or less healthy diets before arriving, but the evidence shows the opposite. They arrived with an initial health advance, and the problem is the decline in their health caused by the new environment. The fact that weight gain is significant and positive with the elegant of stay with some studies to health and threshold effects after 10 years is a paradigm shift from individual blame to political responsibility. This forces me to stop viewing diabetes or obesity in immigrants as an individual failure or a genetic predisposition. Instead, I perceive it as a system failure of the host country's environment, the new way of life, sedentary jobs, low cost, and high availability of ultra processed food, lactose safe spaces to exercise. Forces the acculturation or of risks this implicit that the solutions are not just health education but rather public policy intervention that modify the environment and facilitate healthy choices for new arriving population. What's there anything you would like to explore further or learn more about? Why? I would like to delve deep into the causal connection between the social determination of health and the biological and behavioral mechanisms which is the next world context. The microenvironment as a driver of risks. I want to go beyond the genetical correlation and examine the role of chronic stress likely to living in low-income neighborhoods. For example, I would like to understand whether discrimination or insecurity in the neighborhood, physical social stress directly cause causing increase in cortical levels, which in turn impacts body fat distribution, visceral adipogenesis, and insulin resistance, acceleration to development of type 2 diabetes. The net for structural intervention exploring this in depth is crucial because current sequence will indicate the problems often fail field-specific structural solution, learning more about the way at the micro level will allow us to think urban planning intervention, creating safe parks in migrations and nature works, food police, subsidies for health food stores or farmers, marketing food desserts. 5. Here as last one specific example of an aspect or experience in your personal professional life related to the main topic shown in the documentary. I have interaction with migrant family who, despite having access to a healthcare system, do not attend routine check-ups for diabetes or hypertension. The cause is not a lack of interest, but a combination of cultural and socioeconomic barriers. For example, the have precarious or hourly work schedule with they don't allow them to take time off of the attend a primary care appointment. Furthermore, language or cultural barriers may make team feel less comfortable or unable to fully understand the importance of long-term prevention. This situation, as the authors indicated, means they only six carry during crisis. The result is that they end up with more complications, such as hospitalization for diabetics, decompensation that could have been avoided with the appropriate use of medication and preventive visits. The experience validates um, that even in universal healthcare system, minorities can remain understated due to barriers that are not merely financial. I am finished. My name is Jimena Ruiz Salcido. Thank, thank you for watching.